which to my way of thinking, your body's just surging with all of this negative emotion looking for a way out.
Yeah.
Now, does that make sense or not?
It does, yeah, it definitely makes sense.
Okay. So, shame is spoken out. Guilt also is expressed primarily physically. So, whatever you've explored with anger work, I'd suggest explore some more.
Yeah.
Because if your body's renewing every 7 days instead of every 28, and I suggest to most Australian males an anger session once a fortnight is probably about what you need to maintain equilibrium, then you're looking at every few days.
Mm-hmm.
So far so good?
Yep.
Now, where are you with that in terms of an anger session every few days? Are you doing more or less than that?
Less than that.
Less than that, so you might amp that up a bit.
Yep.
Now, you would only amp that up if you were looking at the results.
Yep.
More anger sessions without a result is a waste of energy.
Yep.
And you might as well do something else.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to have to keep exploring processes or techniques that are emotional release.
Yep.
Because this looks to me like it can't get out any other way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's coming out. So far so good?
Yep.
That's really kind of the surface issue. The deeper issue is you've got to make peace with where Josh is and how it is at the moment, because the influence that you have over him is obviously more limited than if you were a live-in father. So your chance to influence him is less than normal.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, we say, how positive an influence are you?
Yeah.
Now, if you're an example of a pile of shame and guilt walking around looking for a place to happen, by osmosis, that's what he learns.
Yep.
It's a tough call.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, understanding that he is probably under difficult circumstances like you are, what you have to teach him that is of far greater value than anything else is how to handle adversity and how to come out of adversity making the most of the circumstances. Because maybe you're not going to get the relationship that you want with him until he's in his teens. So at this stage there may be, let's hope that I'm wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but if you kind of look at the possibilities, maybe you don't get the closer, really set an example, be with him, truly father him until he's much older.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, with limited contact, how do you be the man that you want to be around him?
Yeah, by leading by example.
Well, ultimately, when you become a parent, you become less important than your children.
Mm.
So what I want doesn't matter compared to what my child wants.
Yeah.
When they're at this stage. Mine are a little bit older, and what I want compared to what they want, well, now we argue. But beforehand, if they needed nurturing,
Yeah.
and I needed nurturing, well, they got it. Because, that's the way we are with the youngsters. So at this stage, if he's struggling, if you consider that the circumstances he lives under are difficult for him, then how do you demonstrate to him how to deal with adversity and come out on top?
By showing him, by not holding on to all this and letting it come out like it is.
Well, maybe you say let it come out, and maybe when the time is right you explain to him that's how it gets out.
Yeah.
For you, but not for him, because I think that the doctor who told you that you are sentenced to this didn't really help you.
No.
Because somewhere buried in the back of your mind is this can't be cured. It's what they call it, not degenerative.
It's genetic.
Genetic.
Yeah,
And
it'll just be there forever. Yeah.
yeah. Well, so when someone in a position of authority says to you it's going to be there forever, that's not really the most helpful thing they could have said. Because at an impressionable age, it goes in. So as an adult, you can say to yourself, "Don't believe that. Don't believe that. Don't believe that." But you know, that's a little bit like trying to swim upstream. You can do it, but you run out of energy.
Yeah.
Now you can just let it go. So perhaps in another session we talk about how to let it go.
Okay.
Because what that person said to you, if you fight against it, can actually make things worse.
Yeah.
But there are processes and techniques where you can just let something go, which means you don't fight against it and you don't admit to it gaining or losing or anything like that. You just, difficult to say words other than let it go.
Okay. Yeah.
But we'll need more time for that.
Sure.
Those kind of things. So, what do you want to be like around Josh?
Just an example of a good man, a loving father,
Yep.
someone that he looks up to, wants to be like, the same way that I do with my dad.
Yep. So that example would look like what?
Well, I certainly don't think it would look like this.
Well, it might.
Yeah.
You see, you could have been born shorter, fatter, skinnier, different colour skin.
Yeah.
There's a lot of judgment on yourself about this.
Mm-hmm.
There's, in my view, and it's just my view,
Yeah.
too much judgment.
Yep. So I guess then the first thing that I could show him, and probably the first step, is showing him that, you know, I can love myself, you know, psoriasis and all, or whatever the case may be.
Yep. You understand there'd be lots of people who would rather have psoriasis than what they've got?
Yeah. I know. I feel guilty about that sometimes, thinking, here am I complaining about some marks on my body when there's other people worse off.
When you've got arms and legs
Yep.
that work,
Yep.
you're not being eaten alive by cancer,
Yep.
those kind of things. However, it's entitled to feel how you're entitled to feel how you feel, as long as you let it go. What you're doing is you're entering into a state of judgment that gets maintained. So this is bad, it's always bad, it's never going to be good. It's bad, bad, bad. The worse it is, the worse I am.
Yeah.
Rather than, hey, look at that. That thing's flaring up again. So you're not an observer of it, you're a participator.
Mm-hmm.
And as a participant, it's beating you up because of the judgment that you make about yourself in relationship to it.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I had freckles, mate, and I couldn't tell you how much I wanted them to go away. I had to wait till I was 50. And it was part of, you know, I thought, well, there can't be a God, because if there was a God, God would take these freckles away, because they're so ugly. And then my bloody grandmother would get in there and go, oh, your beautiful freckles, you know. I don't know if you had a grandmother you wanted to kill, but I was close. We're off the subject.
Yeah.
So, until you can be at peace with your body does this thing,
Yeah.
it owns you.
Yeah.
It determines how you feel. And you're right, if someone else is determining how I feel, I'm a victim.
Yeah.
And in this case, there's two people. You and your body, and the body's saying how you feel. Well, it's not really, it's your judgment of it.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a little Buddhist lesson, if that's okay.
That'd be great.
Rightio. When it rains, is it good or bad?
It just is.
It just is? Well, you know what, if you got an outdoor wedding planned,
That's bad. Yeah. Okay.
if you live out in the country and you need your tanks filled up,
Yeah. Good.
it's good. So depending on our opinion, we say the rain is good or bad.
Yeah.
But what is it really?
Whatever you make it to be.
Whatever you make it to be.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to give you the technical truth. What it is water falling out of the sky.
Yeah. Yeah.
It got too heavy for the cloud to hold it, so it fell.
Okay.
Now, we live out in the country, right? We're on 250 acres. We've got cows and horses out in the front yard.
Yeah.
You know what I've never seen? When it rains, the cows and the horses don't go, shit! What was that? And they don't move under the trees. They don't go, oh, bummer, having a crap day today, it's raining. It's either raining or it's not, and they just keep eating.
Yeah.
You know, I love the I have to have meat argument. So I have to eat an animal that put on 1,000 kilos by eating grass. So, why do you keep getting me off the subject?
Sorry.
So if when it rains it's not good and it's not bad, you form your own opinion.
Yeah.
Could you change your mind about what your body's doing?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying you have to say it's great, but you could be divorced from what it's doing.
Yeah.
You know, you could get to the point where you look at it and go, huh, Wednesday. You know, flares up on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
You know, some people, their body tells them when it's going to rain. You know, their knee goes funny when it's going to rain, so they go, oh, it's bad.
Yeah.
No, it isn't, their knee's hurting.